This is the Hot Take Podcast. Wrexham losing 1-0 at Notts County. I'm Mark Griffiths. I'm joined by Bill Long and Neil Williams. Wrexham losing out to an early goal, but it's got to be said that even at that point it was coming. Notts County started superbly well. Wrexham just weren't able to retain the ball, and Langstaff drove the ball home, the top scorer in the division, after a nicely worked free kick on the right flank caught Wrexham completely out. The pattern of the first half was Wrexham slowly coming into the game and Howard keeping them in the game with a string of excellent saves. In the second half, with Lee on early for the injured Jordan Davis in the 41st minute, Wrexham created chances and didn't take them. Both Palmer and Mullin in the first half had great opportunities to play the other one in and didn't take them. In the second half, Slocum made a couple of very sharp saves as well. Wrexham kept knocking on the door. Hayden had a close range header, and to be fair, at the other end, Howard made more saves again to keep Wrexham in it. It was very open, but ultimately Wrexham missed out, and it was it wasn't a Chesterfield. It's just disappointing that we failed to, we allowed them so many opportunities and that we failed to take the chances we had, really.
Yes, but on, it was a bit of a tale of two keepers. A bit of a tale of two keepers, really, wasn't it? You know, there was Howard had a fantastic game for us, but was unfortunate with a goal, really, and Slocum took all the chances that we threw at him. Frustrating. Any other day, that's 1-1, or we maybe even could have pressed on with that second half performance, but we've just got to go again, haven't we, Neil?
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah. We missed a number of chances ourselves. We just didn't have that, clinical finish in front of goal. As Mark said, the first half, both Palmer and Mullin could have both scored if they'd have been less selfish and passed to the other player, and it could have been a different game. All we needed to do was get a goal, and that would have been a totally different game. But as you said, our keeper made some fantastic saves to keep us in it, both first half and second half, and likewise their keeper did the same with us. It could have gone either way. I mean, it's not doom and gloom. It's, as you said, it's only just 12 games into the season. We've lost 2 games, We've drawn 1, drawn 2, lost 2, and won the rest, Unfortunately, our unbeaten run's gone now, but, this is going to be one of our toughest games of the season away to County. They've both, their Manchesterfield have got to come to the ground here. We've got a home game on Saturday to rectify everything. And I'm sure they'll go again, with a home crowd. They seem to be a different team here at Wrexham. They seem to be a far more free-flowing team. Their passing's a lot slicker. As Bill said at the beginning of the game, we were very slow, we were very lethargic, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, we changed our tactics and we played more of a pressing game, which seemed to work very well and gave Notts County no time on the ball, and they made mistakes. Why we don't start like that from the beginning of the game, I don't know. And it could have been a totally different game. But for me, really, had a draw written all over it. Because both teams had their chances. County took theirs, we didn't take ours, did they, Mark?
That's it, isn't it? I mean, the opening period, when we weren't at the races, which was very reminiscent of that Chesterfield game, we were trying to play early balls over the top to turn them, and they were keeping the ball well and probing. That was where the game was lost. After that, it was, both teams had good opportunities. It was a pretty even match. Yeah, but that opening passage, that slow start was what did for us.
Yeah, and against less teams than Notts County, we can afford to have a slow start or a slow start to a second half. But you come against a quality team like that, and you get punished, and they can see a game out with the quality that they do have. They were pressing fantastic throughout periods of the game, and I mean, you don't want to look too far to the future because it's very early days yet, but I do personally wonder whether they can keep up that sort of pace of football for an entire season. We do play a little bit more, like as Chase said in the commentary, a bit more of a rope-a-dope sort of style, and we're not always pressing on the ball, so we're sort of built to last the season a bit more maybe, but I don't know. We can look at that as the season goes on, can't we?
I think their main problem, and something which they've admitted in the press already this season, their defence doesn't look solid, and some of the chances we had were created by poor defending and failure to deal with straightforward balls turning to defenders. They've got to watch out for that.
Yeah, it was just our lack of quality in front of goal today, why we didn't score, and their keeper made a couple of good saves. So if our strikers had been on the ball a bit more, we could have had a couple of goals and it would have been a totally different game. So can they go the same all season? I don't know. Let's look at it again when we get to Christmas, where we are then. And I'm hoping, and I think we'll be, maybe 5-6 points clear of everybody else by then. We've had 2 very difficult games. We've had, we got Boreham Wood in our way, which is going to be another tough game. But we've beat them in the last 2 games we played them here. So I'm still very positive about the season. It's got a long way to go, and Saturday I'm sure they'll put everything right again, and we'll start scoring freely again.
Yeah, absolutely. Wrexham, we unanimously thought Mark Howard was man of the match. I don't think it was any other contender, really, in all honesty. Frustrating for Wrexham, but we're only 2 points off the top. Chesterfield lost as well, which doesn't hurt, and we go again on Saturday. Watch out for all that good stuff as well. The highlights hopefully get done by midnight, I hope. And the full Final Whistle podcast coming out tomorrow.
Just 1 point off the top, Mark.
Oh, yes, just 1 point off the top. There you go, you see. It's even better than we thought.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with the final score of Notts County 1, Wrexham 0, we've been Mark Griffiths, Neil Williams and Bill Long.